This guy has a long way to go before I'll even consider him an all-star caliber player. He's a solid player. He's not an all-star caliber player. He has a long, long way to go. What's going on, guys? It's Steve. So we have some big news about Carmelo Anthony and a lot of different topics about Melo. So first of all, last night, Carmelo Anthony against his old former team, the Denver Nuggets, yet again had 21 points in the fourth quarter. And, of course, who shows up in crunch time? Carmelo Anthony. I mean, it's not even a question anymore, and I'm glad that the fans woke up and finally realized that Melo's the only consistent player on that team. I think Derrick Rose is consistent as well. I think Derrick Rose is having a pretty good year, to be honest. Melo's the only consistent one, him and Derrick Rose, but I mean, scorer on that team. I mean, if you look at Melo, he had 33 last night, and he had 21 in the fourth quarter. He had like 5 threes in the fourth quarter. It was ridiculous. He was on fire. And in crunch time, who showed up? The most clutch player since 2003 statistically. Melo. Okay, so that's not even a question. Melo is statistically the most clutch player since 2003. You can look it up yourself. But that's besides the point. The point is that Carmelo Anthony came out and said that there is a cloud hovering over the New York Knicks. My initial interpretation of that, what does that mean, that there's a cloud hovering over the New York Knicks? Bad luck. And that can mean another thing, though. But anyway, I'll read what he said. What happened is just an accumulation of incident on top of everything that's going on that's surrounding the New York Knicks organization right now. It's just kind of this cloud over us right now that we have to figure out a way to get out of it. I think you have to be in it. You have to be going through it in order to understand it. From the outside looking in, it looks bad. And it's even worse when you're getting through it. I agree with Melo 100%. Now, my initial interpretation was like, oh, it's bad now, but it'll get better later. And I still think it's going to get better later. I still think we can make the NBA playoffs. It's going to be really tough. But, you know, my man Melo, he's doing his thing right now, man. I mean, it's as simple as that. And, you know, Jeff Hornacek came out and... Let me say this, man. I like Jeff Hornacek. I don't like him as a coach, but I like him as a person because he came out and he defended Carmelo Anthony. So I respect him for that. I respect James Dolan, which I'll get to in a second, for coming out and defending Carmelo Anthony. I do. However, Jeff Hornacek came out and said this. We couldn't guard anybody. Simple as that. So they should be embarrassed by the way they couldn't guard anybody. He's talking about the game last night against Denver. Nikola Jokic, or whatever that guy's name was that dropped 40 on my New York Knicks. Who did he drop 40 on? Who played center last night? This dude scored 40 points on Kristaps Porzingis. Are you freaking kidding me? 40 freaking points on Porzingis. That is ridiculous. Kristaps Porzingis is one of the worst defenders I've ever seen for someone that big. He can't rebound the ball. This guy has a long way to go before I'll even consider him an all-star caliber player. He's a solid player. He's not an all-star caliber player. He has a long, long way to go. I love him to death. I support him because he's on my team. But to be damn near honest, I can't even talk to anyone that even said Porzingis was better. Like, for example, I'm about to call some people out. Michael C3 came out a few weeks ago and said, oh, Kristaps Porzingis is better. Sage Extreme said it. A whole bunch of people were saying it. Okay? So I just called you guys out. There's more people, too. I can't remember. There's more people that were calling out Carmelo Anthony saying Porzingis is better at this point. Oh, he's better, right? He's such a great defender and rebounder that he has a 6-inch advantage on Melo, but they average the same exact rebounds per game. Are you kidding me? Anyway, man. For people that says Carmelo Anthony's out of his prime, keep this in mind. 34 minutes per game, a career low, by the way. Yes, it is. It's actually 33.9, which is a career low. He's taking 19 shots per game. He's shooting 44% from the field. And guess what? He's averaging 23, 6, and 3, which is a career low in minutes, and he's still averaging that many points per game, which is, that says a lot about Carmelo Anthony, okay? And the fact that he shows up in crunch time and his team doesn't, that also says a lot. Now, what do I think is the future of this team? I think we need to keep Derrick Rose. I like Derrick Rose. That's if, obviously, I want to get Chris Paul, but if we don't get Chris Paul in the free agency, like if he re-signs with Los Angeles, he decides to go somewhere else, which hopefully he comes to the Knicks. If he comes to the Knicks, we got to get rid of Derrick Rose because we don't have the market value or money, actually, to get Derrick Rose and CP3 at the same time, unless, Derrick Rose is going to take a pay cut, which I doubt he will because he's a max type player. If Mike Conley can get the biggest contract ever, I'm pretty sure Derrick Rose can get a big contract as well, and he wants to get paid, let's be real. And for everyone that did not vote Melo as an all-star, you guys are the biggest haters I've ever seen in my life. 23, 6-3, the clutchest player in the league, playing a career low. He hasn't missed a game. He started every single game he's played, which he has throughout his entire career. So, haters are going to hate. At the end of the day, Porzingis needs to improve ASAP because this is pissing me off. It's starting to irk the crap out of me, and it makes no sense that this guy is always in foul trouble. He doesn't know how to play defense. And I'm being critical on him because I love him. I love Porzingis. He's the future of this team. But I'm being critical on him because he needs to improve. I saw no improvement whatsoever from last year to this year. He's the same exact player. He just got overhyped because he played in New York. The same thing happened with Jeremy Lin, which is all right because Porzingis is still a great player, but he has a long way to go. Anyway, guys, this is Steve. I'm out. Peace.